audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey, yo. Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist.
Yahoo.
Drew, where are you tonight?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, you whore.
No, I spoke at Vanderbilt. I made a triumphant return after our miserable visit there 4 years. Can you believe it was 4 years ago?
Really? Really?
4.
Yep.
Think about that.
And you're still crawling back, chasing the man's dollar, aren't you,
I'm
Drew?
dying to get back here to make good after the miserable appearance we had here last time.
We had a bad appearance there in Vanderbilt?
Yeah, we did. That was one of the most unsatisfying appearances I can remember.
Oh, it is?
It was. This was great tonight.
Oh, okay. So
without you.
Vindication for Drew.
Vindication, yes.
Like MacArthur returning to the Philippines.
Absolutely.
Yes, without his trusty head general, Ace Rockola. All right, so it all went well. You'll be back tomorrow, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. Well, I got to admit, Drew, I'm a little lonely. I was looking forward to a little less time tonight, you know, without the guests, the prying eyes and ears of the guests getting in the way of our love during the commercial breaks.
I know, and those great conversations we have that are interrupted by this show. Hey,
we can still talk on the cell phone tonight on the way home, though, right?
It's true, we can. Oh, yes, honey child, we will.
Okay.
But we didn't get into this. We were too busy talking about cars last night on our drive home. Mm-hmm. But you made some backhanded remarks to me about taking pictures with Jeremy Piven last night.
Oh.
What was wrong with that?
Oh, Drew, don't say that on the air. You're so cruel. Well, now we have to get into it.
Yeah.
Let me just give you guys a little window into Dr. Drew's retarded psyche. Producer Ann keeps a camera here, and I hope Jeremy is not listening now. And if he is, he shouldn't take it as an insult. She keeps a camera here because once every 3 years, Rod Stewart or Alec Baldwin or Ozzy Osbourne rolls through here, and she goes and gets the camera. And she's always standing out in the hall with it when we're leaving, because when the show ends, and I think Jeremy was a little surprised last night.
He was shocked.
The show ended, Drew threw down the headphones and the microphone and started running for the car, and Jeremy stood there like a deer in the headlights, and he said, that's it? And we said, that show's over.
Yeah, you guys just leave? That's it? You go? And by the way, Adam, at that point, you were out the door. You were actually outside.
Right. So
by the time he said that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, had it not been for the conversation about, is this it? You guys just leave, I would have been in my car. People think we sit around and discuss the show. No, we're gone. My goal, I got into the car the other night, Drew, at 12:08, and I was pissed.
I know. That was because of the pictures, right?
Right. No, not because of you, but some jackass approached me with a video camera and wanted to talk about something. But anyway, producer Ann keeps a camera for the Rod Stewarts or the Alec Baldwins or so on and so forth of the world. She does not pull the camera out.
He was up there a couple of, you don't remember Rod Stewart being up there? Anderson?
No, I wasn't here. It's just a funny reference, Rod Stewart.
I don't know. He's done the show, and he's one of the bigger names that has done the show. I know it seems strange if you don't know he's done the show. It seems a bizarre reference.
Obscure,
but the point
Willie Nelson.
I'm picking people who have done the show who I know producer Ann has got the camera out for. Willie Nelson, there you go. Ozzy Osbourne, whoever. Alec Baldwin, fine. She does not pull the camera out for Jeremy Piven. Not that Jeremy Piven doesn't have a great career and hasn't done a lot of fine work. It's just, who's bragging about standing next to Jeremy Piven?
I thought he was a great guest.
I thought he was a great guest, too. But
I assumed Dan was going to corner us with the camera, and I was trying to help you get out of there.
Here's the deal, Drew, and this is why I yelled at you, because you've done this many a time. Producer Ann will decide who she wants the picture of.
All right. Well,
it's always funny. I can see Producer Ann, because you go, Ann is like walking toward the car, and you yell down the hall right next to the guest, Ann, what about the picture? And Ann's like, yeah, okay. And I see her turn around and walk back in.
Ann, seriously.
Ann is not here tonight.
Oh.
Ann killed herself.
Oh,
After the humiliation, you put her through with the picture. Producer Ann will decide who she wants
All right.
the picture
Well, listen,
of.
if we'd had this conversation at some point in our lives...
How dare
I would
you?
know not.
How dare you? We've had this conversation 5 times.
No, we have
Oh,
not.
please,
How
Drew.
Dare you?
How dare you? No. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
I'm so sure.
Drew, we have had this conversation way more than once where I said Ann was not planning on taking a picture of this particular guest because Ann didn't feel them worthy of a picture. You see what I'm saying?
Well, now I got it.
All right, buddy.
You have to be explicit with me.
No
I'm
kidding.
thick.
Well, I was last time, you jackass.
All right, well, now I got it. Take some calls.
Who was the guest last time?
When I did that?
I don't remember, but it has happened more than once that somebody who was... Now, to be fair to Drew would not do it from the, when we have the bass player from Black Grape on.
Right.
He knows better than that. But there are people that are on the cusp, like a Jeremy Piven.
Well, but there are people that I'm surprised I know. And if I
Yes.
figure I know who they are, we better get a picture. Because I don't know anything or anybody.
Yeah, but we know who Carrot Top is, too. We don't need his goddamn picture.
I bought a car like his.
Oh, well, that's true. Carrot Top took Drew for a drive in his car, and Drew went and got the Carrot Top mobile, by the way.
Carrot Top's the man. What's up?
All right, Ricky.
There you go. Ricky.
Hey, what's up?
And listen, anyone who's going to talk to Jeremy Piven and butcher this story and get it back to him, please don't screw it up. Nothing
have,
personal.
About the 9 lifetimes of cheese in you.
I thought he was an excellent guest.
I did too. Ricky,
All right.
Hey, what's up?
you're 23.
Yeah, I'm 23. My question is, for me personally, I want to know what kind of steps I can take to get back to some kind of normalcy in my relationships, in the sense that, I don't know if you would call it a fetish or what, but it seems like I can only really get turned on with a girl now whenever I know that she's down or when she's willing to pretty much get it on with another guy for me. And I mean, it's not like I'm gay or something. I think it's just disgusting if some guy were to try anything with me. But
How often does this happen that you're actually able to convince somebody to do this?
It's happened more often in the past. I just graduated.
How many
from
times?
college recently?
How many times?
I'd say at least 15.
Oh, my God.
No way.
And I think I think that might be part of it. Is that, I mean, in the past it was just like a college thing, where one of my friends would bring over some girls, and I don't know what it was about them.
What college did you go to?
Arizona State University.
That sounds about right.
Impossible, yeah.
And now these were not your girlfriends, or they were your girlfriends?
No, these girls were usually just girls that I didn't even really know. But I mean, my problem now is, I'm going through a divorce now.
Mm-hmm.
And,
23?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Well,
How long have you been married for?
22 years.
Well, the marriage is for almost 3 years now.
You got married before you left college?
Yeah, I did. And I graduated, so I'm happy.
All right. And in the meantime, you talked 15 women into having sex with other guys after they'd had sex with you while you were there in this relatively short period of time?
This is actually before I got married. Most of this happened, but also with my wife.
I see.
I guess
Oh,
it
boy.
started
All
with
right, well,
her.
give us, Ricky, what's the history? What's going on with you?
Well,
Emotionally, what's going on? What have your relationships been like? What was your family of origin like? Something is quite remiss.
That's the problem. Is my relationships was really good with this girl.
Stop. What happened in your family of origin? Was it just chaos when you were growing up?
I don't know. I guess my parents were divorced when I was 3. I moved around with all different parts of my family just because.
Did you have to be in foster care? Were you sort of in foster care?
Not really foster care. I mean, just it seems like everybody I lived with ended up seeming to want to kind of push me out for some reason, and they'd find.
What happened to your mother and father? Were they drug addicts or something? Why weren't they taking care of you?
Oh, no. My mom basically wanted to take care of me, but she wasn't very financially stable, so I kind of moved around with different parts of my family that were willing to take me in. and wanted to take me in, basically.
How about your dad? What was his deal?
He was in the Navy. He's kind of a deadbeat.
All right. Hey, Ricky.
Where's my bourbon?
Here's the deal. You got yourself a college degree. You don't have any kids, right?
I do have a little girl with my ex.
All right. Well, now it's time to straighten up and fly right. But listen, you're not addicted to anything, are you?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is an impulse. I mean, I understand it's a fetish, but you know what? I think you can not do this.
Right.
I know you want to do it, and there's a lot of things we want to do. But now you have a little girl, your father, you made some mistakes. Just gain control of yourself and your impulses.
Well, but he has total chaos in his family of origin history. And
all right, well then go to SA or something.
Well, you need to have some stable relationships. You need to be able to get in a relationship, commit to them, and not bring all this chaos in.
Yes.
You have to do that. You have to on behalf of the child. And whatever you have to do to contain these impulses, you got to do it. And if you can't contain it, then you have to get treatment.
That chick's going to be stripping by her 9th birthday.
Nice. Very nice.
9th. Yeah, 9th, over under 9th birthday.
Okay. All right.
CJ, and don't get me wrong, Drew. I'm not saying she'll actually be stripping on her birthday. I just mean, by the time, the next day.
By her birthday, over under. Yes, I get it. By 9.
CJ? She's not going to be up there with a party hat on, stripping is what I'm saying.
Right. I get it. No. Yeah.
You're 16. What's up? No, did he hang up?
Hang up? I believe so.
Good.
This is Rich.
Yeah.
You're 25?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Carolla, Dr. Drew.
What's happening?
Just want to say I like your show.
Thanks.
All right, Rich. Thank you.
All right. Kind of got a problem. I always sleep, or when I have sex with somebody, I always use protection. And one time I kind of broke. And when it did, this girl that I was with, she was in the middle of a breakout.
Of herpes.
Now, I don't know if that's what it is or not, but I'm kind of curious of what are the symptoms, because
What was she... Wait a minute. What was she breaking out with?
That's what I don't know.
Well, what did she tell you? She said she was... I'm having a breakout?
Yeah, and...
Well, what did she say that she's breaking out with?
She says it's herpes simplex 2C or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You figure she's just showing off?
Well, I didn't really know.
Why do I not believe any of this?
I don't know. Listen, if somebody says I'm having a breakout of herpes simplex 3, feel free to believe them and assume they're not just bragging about their vagina.
Yeah, I think so.
Not just talking up the vagina.
Now, this is more of... This is bogus. But, yeah, she's having a breakout. You broke a condom. You're going to get it.
Possibly.
Pretty hard not to. Hard not to.
It is, but then again, we don't know for sure. But there's nothing he can do about it, right?
That's right. Absolutely nothing. If he's got it, he's got it.
All right, Michelle, you're 29.
Yes.
What's up?
I was calling because
Michelle, I'm going to interrupt you. I don't want to give the impression that there's nothing to be done about herpes. There's nothing to do to prevent it once you've been exposed. There are medications that can prevent the frequency of breakouts and that kind of thing, and the duration of the initial outbreak.
Thank you,
Go
Joe.
ahead. Sorry.
I was just calling because I wanted to know how to overcome obsession with a bad relationship.
At 29.
Yeah, I have been in a relationship for 5 years, and it's gotten sour, and I just can't seem to walk away from it and, start a new life on my own.
What is, I don't know why, Drew, but I just thought of Dr. David Viscott.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
On
Wait, stay there? There? Right? No, there.
Right LA radio for all those years, the old talk radio therapist.
Yeah.
My friend, Michelle?
Yeah.
You have a problem, my friend? Tell me about this problem.
Well, it's just, I'm a single parent.
No, stop. Wait. Right there. What was that? What was that, my friend?
What?
Single.
Yeah.
Single parent.
Yeah.
You see what you're doing, my friend? My friend, you can't come from a place of single. Single is solitary, my friend.
Think of the word.
Single is what you get when you hit a blooper up the middle. I want you to double off the warning track, my friend. Go to that place where you feel the pine tar in your hands and you're taking a big cut at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Keep
You're
talking,
reaching.
my friend.
You're
Keep
reaching.
Keep,
I
go
love
ahead.
me.
Go ahead, my friend. Go.
Let me bail you out here.
Yes, yes. No,
yes,
Michelle,
yes.
talk.
Oh.
Stop. Wait. What was that? Drew?
Yes, yes.
Shut up, my friend. Michelle, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
Well, when we first met.
Wait, what was that? Right there. Go back.
Yes.
No, not there. Go back.
When we first.
Right there. Yes. What was that, my friend?
Well,
Stop. Wait. Well, what? Go back. Stop. What was that? Right there. Go to that place. Go to that place. You there?
yeah.
Okay. Now what?
Well, I just basically, I mean, he is very,
Again.
No, I'm going to leave her alone. Go ahead.
All right.
He's a
Yeah.
bad, yes.
he's mentally abusive. And,
Okay.
What does he do? Give me an example.
Well, he's just always calling me down. He's always, basically he knows what hurts me because we've been in a relationship so long.
Give us an example, please.
Like, for instance, he knows that I want to see him very badly, and he will keep from wanting to see me. He'll prolong my agony.
Stop. Wait. What was that?
Wait a
Go
minute,
back.
Michelle.
Agony?
And when you do see him, what happens?
When I do see him, then he'll just tell me things like, I don't respect him.
Do you just see him and have sex and nothing more?
No.
How old is he?
He's 26.
What, is he in sales?
No.
What's he do for a living?
He,
Construction.
yeah, he does construction,
Yeah.
basically.
Just because he was sort of being a little diabolical about it, evil guys are either in sales or construction or attorneys. but the people who call the show aren't smart enough for law school, so that leaves sales and construction, and it's usually construction because they're just sort of flat out abusive. But this guy was a little diabolical, so I thought he may have been in sales.
I see. Yeah, good
Yes.
times.
Okay. And what's up with you? You overweight?
No, I'm not.
Why do you put up with this crap?
Not really. I mean, I've actually have lost a lot of weight. this
All right.
past-
Why do you put up with this crap?
I don't know. I mean, I really wish that I could just kind of, get away from it. And
Is this all you feel that you can achieve in a relationship, or feel what you're worth?
yeah, basically. I mean, I
Okay,
feel
well,
like,
that's a major, major problem, isn't it?
I feel like if I'm not in a relationship, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
All right. Do you have any kids?
One.
All right. You're setting a poor example for this child.
I know.
All right, look, here's the deal. It's hard to get strong by just talking about being strong. You have to kind of make a power move. I mean, you have to take this swing at the bully every once in a while. Yeah. You have to run the marathon every once in a while. You have to do the thing that takes the courage so that you're not the coward and your self-esteem isn't in such horrible shape. So you know what you have to do. Just break up with the guy. You'll feel empowered.
You'll need some supportive friends around, and you need to do it.
My friends, you can't come from a place of cowardice. Drew?
Melanie, 29?
Yes. Oh, hi.
What's up?
Sorry, I was not listening for a second.
Oh, well, good.
I was listening to another call a little while ago, Adam, and I was wondering, you were telling the guy to go, why don't you just go to SA?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering what that is.
No, I said, why don't you get some help? S.A. The guy was Mexican, remember? So he came from Arizona.
Oh.
ESSA?
Yeah, S.A.
Why?
Aye. Yeah, that's how we
I
speak.
thought it was like some recovery.
No. That's how we speak over here in Southern California.
Hey, Melanie?
I call guys mijo and S.A. and vato. It's that kind of thing.
Melanie?
Okay, yeah.
Melanie?
Yes.
SA is Sexaholics Anonymous, okay? Melanie?
Okay.
Okay, that's
also
what
had
SA
one
is.
other,
You know what I'm saying, S.A.?
yeah, Drew, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. It's not all of our callers, but it's a good 85% who leave you with the feeling they didn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, I know.
You think Melanie would join that majority?
Oh, absolutely. And what I like best about her is if she can't tell which is the bogus part of the
All right, let me
statements
try
you're
to
making.
explain it to her. Melanie.
No, I get it. I used to live in Southern California. I
Yeah,
know what you're
listen
talking
to me, S.A. S.A.
Yes.
is Sexaholics Anonymous.
about. Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay.
You got that?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
It's a 12-step group for sexual compulsives and sex addicts.
Okay.
All right.
All right?
I thought you were serious.
no,
at first.
no. As a matter of fact, they don't take Mexicans. It's right on the door.
Right.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Melanie, what was the other question?
my other question is, have you ever heard of trauma reenactment syndrome?
Yeah, that's what we talk to every night here on this show.
Yeah, that's the whole world now.
That's all the people who compulsively reenact basically the traumas etch these mechanisms into your brain circuitry, and you go out and seek it out again. It sort of becomes a part of self, and since self is a result of a dyadic or interpersonal experience, naturally enough, when you go out and have another interpersonal experience, that sense of yourself in that dyad is the victim. So you go do that again.
What's up with you, Melanie?
I'm wondering if there's actually ever a way to stop the reenacting.
What's up with you? What's
absolutely.
up with
What
you?
happened to you? What happened?
A lot.
Like what?
Well,
physical abuse, sexual abuse?
Sexual
A lot. Everything, yeah. Everything you could think of.
Okay. Are you in a relationship now?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, that's all right. You have any
I
kids?
have been for a year.
One of the things that people are theorizing about these days is that people, Melanie, with your history, tend to dissociate. You know, you freeze if you're about to be victimized.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That actually is a remnant of our biological past. There's a nerve called the vagus nerve that has two nuclei in the brain, one of which sort of recognizes faces, and the other which is a primitive nucleus that is responsible for playing dead, basically, like possums do. And that's what we do in this setting of extreme distress. We fight and fight and fight against it, and then we just capitulate, and we go into this sort of dead space and capitulate and dissociate from ourselves and our feelings, and that becomes a way of managing interpersonal experiences evermore.
That's what everyone I'm behind on the freeway is in that phase, Drew. Have you noticed that?
I think they're just in stupor.
Well, I don't know.
They're dissociated. They're actually stuporous.
Yeah. I banged into another car today. It was delightful.
What?
And not intentionally.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll tell you that story when we come back from break, all right?
Good.
Yeah.
Good times.
Take a little break. We'll be back. I'll tell you the story about me ramming into a woman this morning, and then we'll speak to Andrea, it
says.
All right. She is...
there's two names. Oh, well, there's Andria up there, too. You're looking at Andrea.
I want to talk to the one who's going to be dad's in jail for abusing her. We'll get to that after this. Hey!
What's with the jump roping, dude?
I was trying to skip some rope in there. I was trying to show the chicks how to skip rope.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I heard, though, you took your shoe off. There's a little action on your toenails.
Yeah. It's funny how life works, isn't it, Drew?
That you have bright red toenail polish on.
Well, first off, it's pink. Okay?
All right. Fuchsia, okay.
So let's just start from there.
Okay.
I did a bit for the Man Show yesterday where I went to one of those day spas and got a look at what all the ladies were wasting the money on.
Right.
Yeah.
Part of the comedy bit was I got my toenails done up in pink, just on one foot. And since we were kind of moving and had what they call a hard out, I just left it alone and kept going with it.
Okay.
Now, I don't have any nail polish remover. And you know me, Drew. I'm a lazy guy.
No.
Yeah. This nail polish may be on there for quite some time.
Maybe this is the reason the guys don't do stuff to their nails. It's never going to happen a second time.
I couldn't imagine investing 1/10 of the time that any woman I've ever been with has invested on her nails.
Yeah.
This becomes a pastime. This would cut into my beating off, Drew.
Oh, and then, God forbid, heartbreak. Hey, listen.
I will not compromise.
You were supposed to tell us about your car accident.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it wasn't anything big. We didn't even have to exchange phone numbers or anything. And I got to give it to the woman who I rear-ended for just sort of calling it a day. But it was one of these things. Maybe she knew she had some culpability here. But you know me. I drive like a maniac. I'm always in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I am repulsed and or disgusted at the people who do not drive like they need to get wherever the F they're going.
Yeah.
I get behind these people all the time. We're driving down the busy street. It's two guys doing 28. They're right next to each other. It's as if I'm waiting for the pace car to pull off for us to begin the goddamn race. The speed limit is 35, yet they're both somewhere between 27 and 28 miles an hour, and neither guy will make a move. Meanwhile, I see what's happening at the signal 100 yards ahead of us. It's starting to go. You see the don't walk thing flashing. Now I'm behind the people, and I'm zigzagging back and forth. At a certain point, I just get on the horn. It's like, hey, I hate to break up the goddamn love affair, but I want to go home. I know you guys don't want to go wherever you're going, and I'm sorry for that, but I really want to go home. I don't understand this. Anyway, in a rush, heading into work this morning, running late as usual. Chick is making a left. And, women, they have great difficulty judging distance and space. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Talked about this many times. Every chick with a 9-foot ceiling in her bedroom thinks it's 27 feet high.
Every woman that sleeps with you think you have a 6-inch penis.
That's right. Actually, they'd probably tell you less. But this is why they cannot parallel park. How many times you had to yell at your wife or girlfriend, listen, pull in, you got plenty of room. No, I'll never make it. You'll make it, pull in. No, I'll never, and then you get in and just pull right in? Mm-hmm. Yes, they underestimate that all the time. Anyway, this chick goes to turn left in front of some oncoming traffic. The oncoming traffic was not near us. She had plenty of space, but I remember thinking at the time, this is a nice, fairly ballsy move for a gal.
Aggressive, yeah.
And, you know me, I'm going right behind her.
I know what happened. As soon as she sees the oncoming traffic, she stops.
She starts into turning left.
Yes, but
I'm
stops.
going good times. Yes. I'm going in behind her, and then locks it up.
Oh, yes.
It's really...
That is everything that's bad about human nature right there. That was it.
It's what you would do if you wanted someone to hit your rear bumper.
Or the oncoming traffic to nail you.
Yes,
pull out in front of it and then stop?
Yeah, well, she didn't commit to the turn. She just started.
I see.
She started out and then just hit it. Mm-hmm. And I was driving my Thrasher, my junker mobile, and the brakes apparently suck on this car because I hit the brakes hard, and they didn't lock up. They kept rolling, and I just bumped her in the back. And anyway, pulled over. She was pissy about it, but couldn't be bothered and moved on. But, gave me I know I started to turn, but knew I couldn't make it. And I was just thinking, okay, let's not aggravate her right now by explaining, not only were you going to make it, honey, I was going to make it too. That's why I was going.
That's why I hit you.
Couldn't make it. Oh, nice. Jesus Christ. Everyone's just a rock-solid wuss out there. Andrea?
Yeah?
You're 18, baby?
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, I have a couple different questions. Okay, how do I start? When I was probably 6 years old, that's my first memory, basically, is when I was around that age. Mm-hmm. I would go visit my dad in the summers in Arizona, and he sexually molested me during those visits till I was probably about 13 or 14 years old.
Beautiful.
Every summer for 4 or 5 years.
And Christmas vacations and Easter breaks also.
Oh, Christmas and Easter.
Yeah. Must look forward to holidays.
Yeah. What a delight. What a delight. All right.
And I never told my family. I never told anyone ever until I told my boyfriend.
Did he threaten you about that?
I'm sorry?
Did he threaten you about that? Tell you that...
Yeah, it was the kind of thing I'll go to jail and you'll never see me again, and your younger
destroy the family.
Yeah,
jeez.
I'll believe you.
What an ass.
Yeah.
I hope he's in jail now. Is he in jail now?
Yeah, what I did is my boyfriend finally helped me get up enough strength to tell my mom in September.
Fabulous.
Told my mom and my stepmom, and I have 2 younger sisters, and so she turned him in, and we just found out he was just starting to do the stuff to my younger sisters just now. And the day before Easter, he went to prison for 33 years.
Wow.
I went to the sentencing and then...
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I spoke asking for the maximum sentence. So I've been under a lot of stress lately.
Oh, man, what was that like, looking across at your dad?
How do you feel about it?
Well, I feel a lot better now that I know that it's done and he's not hurting my sisters, which is my main concern right now,
Well, how about you?
I'm okay.
I have just like weird, like I get anxiety attacks really bad sometimes.
Sure, you probably had that though before all this came down, I bet.
Yeah, and it's sometimes I want to say it's gotten better, but sometimes it gets worse because I feel like, you know, he still kind of has a little bit of control on me. Like I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel guilty for like 33 years. Well,
the crazy part about these sorts of situations is that you still have affectionate feelings because he's still your dad, and you still kind of idealize him, and there's still qualities of paternal feelings that you have for this guy that's been so abusive to you.
Really?
I bet you.
I don't know.
No, is that not true?
Well, I don't really know what it is. Like I know for like as long as I can remember, I've always hated him. But he's a real manipulator, you know.
Yeah. I'm glad you don't have those feelings.
Well, I'm glad you hate him because that makes it easier for you in terms of ending the cycle of victimization. This is a very important step for you because there are many more victimizers out there waiting to take advantage of somebody that paralyzes during victimization and who doesn't report it, and doesn't feel worth it.
Andrea sounds a little more together than most our victims.
Absolutely.
That's what people
Yeah.
How's your relationship with the boyfriend?
I love my boyfriend. We get along great. We're best friends. We've always before have had like healthy sexual relationship. We've been together for a few years, but lately it's kind of like I like just like a certain touch will trigger things, and I will have recurring flashbacks.
Right.
And
so this is really PTSD you have now, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
And that's a normal outcome or a routine outcome of what you've been through.
Yeah, and that's why I was calling, because like it's really stressful, I think, for him too. You know, because he's 19 years old, and like every time we try to do something, like I'll like start crying or like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
again, what tends to happen in PTSD is you fluctuate between these super hyper aroused state where you're like fight or flight versus these sort of dissociated, capitulated experiences where you're sort of not even there.
Drew, I'll oftentimes use tears as a nice natural lubricant.
For
intercourse.
Your masturbatory episodes?
Oh, intercourse.
Oh, I see.
A lot of ladies with cry.
Oh, that's good.
I turn lemons into lemonade. All right, listen.
Okay.
I'm glad this guy's in prison. I'm glad Andrea had the strength to stand up to him. That means she's much healthier than she should be, considering she's been through what she's been through. I hope this guy gets repeatedly raped with a mop handle while he's in the joint. And for some reason, they always seem to find out what everyone's in for. And I'm always curious what the answer to that question is. How come all the other inmates seem to know the guys that are pedophiles and the guys that are murderers and that kind of stuff?
Isn't that wild?
How do they have access to it?
How do they get drugs in prison?
Yeah, well, I guess they bribe guards, and guards bring it in, and also people bring it in when they do visiting hours and stuff like that. But the thing about the information on what the other cons have done, it just wouldn't. Where's the money? Do you know what I mean? Like, who do you bribe?
Yeah.
I mean, drugs are everywhere because there's money involved with drugs, and you can't keep them out of anywhere where there's money to change hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But information over who's in there for pedophilia or incest or whatever it is, it just doesn't seem like something there'd be a big profit margin on.
Right.
Yet everyone seems to find out. Or at least in the prison movies I watched, they find out.
Wait, didn't someone explain that to us? Like it was part of the record or something they could look at? Remember? We had a caller.
Somebody did tell us once. Maybe it was someone who was in here or somebody called in. And I remember it being a semi-satisfactory answer.
Yeah. As they say, out the gate by 8.
Yeah, see, Robert Downey Jr., that's a guy you take a picture of, Drew. Casey?
17. Caller who goes by Casey.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a second, Stoner.
You got to punish him?
We oftentimes get off to a rocky start with a lot of our callers because there seems to be some confusion about the part where we call their name and punch their line up. And somewhere between that part and them coming onto the phone seems to be a difficult part of the show.
Mandy, who's 13.
Mandy, hey.
Hi. I called in before. I'm the 13-year-old with the 17-year-old boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, he broke up with me because I wouldn't have sex with him, but...
He did.
Good, Mandy. Way to go.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. I'm attracted to my friend Lori. Okay, we had to make out before, and I wanted to do more with her, but the guy who made us make out got turned on by it, and so he ended up doing stuff with her, and I was like really jealous and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And me and her, we like grab each other and stuff, and we're just messing around. But when I do it, like, I kind of like doing it, and I'm like, I'm wondering if you think I'm going through like a stage, or if like these are signs of me becoming a lesbian or something.
All right, hang on there, Mandy. What grade are you in?
8th.
8th grade. Hold on. I'm ready to do some gambling on Mandy.
Yeah, I could do some.
I don't know if we gambled on her last time.
I don't remember.
She did break up with her 17-year-old boyfriend because he
Didn't
was
have
pressuring her
sex.
for sex.
Is a virgin, didn't have sex.
So we think.
Want to ask?
No. I want to take
All
a
right.
break, and then we're going to get back and we'll get our money out.
All right.
All right, we'll do a little cross-country gambling. What do you say, Drew?
Cool. Is it legal in the state where you're sitting?
Well, in the state I'm in, which is California, we can do horse racing,
lottery,
and pan poker.
Oh, and also you can do poker and what?
Pai Gow and Texas Hold'em. But we cannot play blackjack or gamble on football because that's clearly crossed the
Immoral.
line. Yes,
It's immoral.
Well, you can see why playing 21 would be clearly a moral abomination, whereas playing Pai Gow poker or playing the lotto is nothing more than a innocent distraction.
And what could be more gentlemanly than the horse races?
Oh, when you see one of those guys smoking that Tiparillo cigar with the racing form hanging out of his soiled Sansa slacks, yes, there's no
In the
greater
infield.
individual. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Ignoring 45 payments late on his child support because he's trying to hit an exacta. We'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back. Hey, Loveline, I'm Adam. It's Drew. Drew's in Memphis, Tennessee.
I'm in Nashville at the glorious
Nashville.
Vanderbilt University. I didn't know they were, by the way, like rivals with Duke.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Got to watch what you say, buddy.
I mentioned that I want my kids to go to Vanderbilt or Duke.
Oh, really?
And they took great exception to that.
Drew, you gotta do a little legwork before you hop up on stage. And
to me, they're both great schools in the South. You know, I know they sort of are related, but I didn't think they were big rivals. It's funny when you're not in those schools that are similar caliber and quality and a lot of similarities. They're rivalrous when you're in them. When you get out, they're more similarities than differences.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also, I don't know what's the how close are they to each other? Is Duke very close by?
No.
No.
I mean, it's closer than. I mean, it's like Berkeley and UCLA kind of thing.
Oh, really? Yeah. Doesn't seem close enough.
No.
All right. When we left off, we were speaking to where's our little 13-year-old Mandy?
I'll get her up here. And by the way, I'm in the. Remember these studios I raved about here in Nashville? Mm-hmm. Remember we talked? I want you to know, coffee's better than average, but no milk. Powder.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
That's
have that.
It wouldn't be a radio. We couldn't broadcast from here if it weren't.
Yeah, but Drew, you prefer the powder, you idiot.
If I'm not drinking S coffee, I don't know I'm on the radio.
Okay.
In Seattle, Adam, Seattle had crappy coffee.
Well, listen, the radio trumps the city as far as the coffee goes.
Yes, no problem.
Mandy,
Hello?
you're 13 now.
Yeah.
You're curious if you're bisexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another question after.
No. You just get this one. Okay?
Well, Mandy,
No.
we were going to gamble on Mandy. Remember, Adam?
That's right.
You want to just do it?
You had a little run-in sexually with a female friend of yours.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another guy. There was a guy there. And the guy, after putting you two together and forcing you to sort of get it on, got excited and decided he wanted her. And broke it up.
Yeah.
How old was this guy?
Like 14, 15, I don't know.
Where do you go from there? Where do you go? All right. On the other hand, she had a 17-year-old boyfriend who she didn't have sex with.
All right.
Because he was pushing her.
I got a thing.
What do you got? Go ahead.
I'm going to give her, like, parents sort of unable to manage kids, and she's being raised by her grandparents. Parents, like, not really drug addicts, just deadbeats.
Yeah. Isn't that true with half the women named Mandy?
Yeah.
They're being raised by people other than their own parents?
It's a good bet, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying, like, sort of just simple neglect.
Yeah. Abandonment. Straight out.
Yeah. I was going with the sort of attention thing, too. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with no sexual abuse. Daddy took off and is not a criminal, just not interested.
Where's Mom? Taking care of her?
Yeah, she's around.
Right.
Dad moved out of state, probably to Florida somewhere.
She would still be kind of latchkey at that point because Mom would have to support it and all.
And just he kept up with her for a couple of Christmases, but she hasn't heard from him in a while.
All right.
Mandy?
Yeah?
What's the situation at home?
Well, my dad is here, but...
Aha!
But he's an alcoholic, and he seems like he would live in a different state, because he doesn't really talk to me that much.
Yes, when I said state, I didn't mean geographically.
I mean state of being, state of mind.
Right, of course, of course.
And what about Mom?
She's here.
Yeah, what's she like?
She's, I don't know.
Were you ever physically or sexually, were you ever abused in any way?
Yeah.
By whom?
Yeah.
My mom and my dad.
What kind
Physical
of abuse?
abuse.
Physical abuse?
Yeah.
No sexual abuse.
Well, I was violated by, kind of, like, not raped or anything, just, like,
Who?
by a couple of guys.
A couple of guys?
You had told us last time.
Not at the same time.
Last time you told us you were a virgin and never had sex before.
No, I know. I haven't been, like, raped or anything, but, like, some guys have done some other things to me.
Okay.
Like what?
It's, like, against my will.
All right.
Like what?
Oh, diddle, Drew. How long ago?
It's, like, 2 months.
Now, we're thinking more when you were younger. So your dad and mom used to beat on you a little bit?
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, sexual assault is just like rape. It's the same idea. You should report that.
Yeah, just because they didn't complete their mission doesn't mean it wasn't a crime.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Mandy's lost interest.
Yeah, because God forbid we're getting to the core issues here.
Mandy's lost interest in her own question. But, here's the deal. She feels like she may be bisexual. Tell you the truth, I'd rather see Mandy end up being gay than cranking out 6 kids by her 19th birthday.
Good point there.
On the other hand, she sounds horribly confused.
Just confused. That's all she is. Confused. Man, just put the brakes on. No boyfriends, no girlfriends. Just get a couple more years under your belt.
You're 13, baby.
Slow down. Yeah, all that abuse is going to make you just a great target for people like the ones you've encountered a couple months ago who did whatever they did to you.
But Drew, I've said this once, but I'll say it again. Could you blame somebody who was becoming desirable sexually? I mean, you have a commodity. At 13, you had no commodity, Drew.
Oh, no kidding.
Now, you're 43. You still have no commodity. But at 13, you had zero commodity. You had nothing to offer. You owed commodity.
Right.
Okay. Now, the only choice you had was to do well in school, do something in sports, do something in student government, and get it together and move on to college so that you could find some commodity for yourself.
Yeah.
But what if you were like me and all my goofball friends, horrible students, parents that didn't care, teachers that didn't care, and you're just sort of wandering around, and somebody basically says, hey, you got something that we want. You got a set of jugs. You got an ass, you got a vagina, you got some boobs. For us, it would have been the equivalent of you want to go to work doing something fun. Like, do you want to leave? Do you want to? You know what? You're not getting anything here. Here's something. Now you got some. How easy would it have been just to accept that offer?
Yeah, you're right.
At 13.
Yeah.
You're a D student. You're smoking weed, and your parents don't care about you.
How do you get meaning? How do you get worth? You just go.
Yeah. How do you say no and not take the sort of easy road out?
Path of least resistance, always.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 17, 18-year-old guys who are showing some interest who want to party you down a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
I don't think I could have said no to that at 13. I actually
cool,
could.
Adam?
Actually, if the right
Adam?
dude came along today,
Adam, are you cool?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. Joe,
Yes.
you're 35.
Yes.
You lost the ability to climax while masturbating.
I cannot come. I have no idea why.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big problem because I've been trying, and I'm alone. I'm 35 years old.
Mm-hmm. And you lost your
I've
mojo.
tried so hard. I used to be able to go to bed at night after work and just go to town, and now I can't. And this has been...
Yeah, we understand. We understand.
Yeah.
Do you use...
Well, the problem is that I just... I got out of an abusive relationship a year ago, but I've been able, to, like the first 6 months, been able to come home from work and...
All right. Hold on a
play
second.
around.
Shut up. Shut up.
Slow down.
It's funny. And she's so crazy that even when I yelled shut up for the first time, she still had to finish the end of her...
And then laugh.
Stop.
Diabolically.
So let me get this straight. You used to be able to have an orgasm, but now you can't. Stop. Wait. All right, let's Joe is clearly crazy.
No.
Yes, we have to take a quick break. Yes.
Well, I want to talk to her.
Oh, yeah, we're going to come back. We're going to find out her techniques and how to get her kick-started on the road to orgasms.
How to get her mojo back. Ha. R.
All right, Drew. Drew, the killer of rhythm. We'll be back after this. Hey, everybody. Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's over there in Nashville, Tennessee, y'all.
Yes, sir.
And Nashville, a pretty small town, right? For a town that everyone's heard of?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that small, though.
Well, it was it struck me as small when I was there 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
We were sort of in the outskirts where Vanderbilt is, I got to remember.
Yeah, well, we did go through the main town there at some point, did we not?
Yeah.
All right, anyway, Drew over there, I'm over here. Drew will be over here tonight, tomorrow night, and Donna D'Erico and Nikki Sixx will be in here from Motley Crue, of course.
Still no us time.
Yeah. There, coming to stage, I'll show you appreciate Britney, stage 5. Britney, stage 5.
Why didn't you actually announce at one of those clubs some night?
I really should.
Calling. Yeah, you really should.
I know those guys have the greatest gig in the world because they always end up, they're always like 30 pounds overweight, but they get to nail a couple of the dancers.
Oh boy!
Because one of them breaks up with their boyfriend, so they like pick up the pieces and they walk them out to the car, and they're like, when they're helping them move the child seat into the back of the van.
Oh my
they're
God!
Like, yeah, I got some Coke. Some guy gave it to me.
Wouldn't they still be using that voice though?
Yeah, you're right. They're at the van, and they're saying, "Hey, I got some Coke. How about I follow you over to your dad's condo?" Joe?
Yes.
Anderson, very valid point. They still use that voice. You're 35?
Yes.
And you got out of an abusive relationship.
Yes, a year ago.
Yes, you were masturbating just fine.
Oh, just perfectly.
And now were you, and it all shut down?
Yeah.
When?
About a month ago. And I try to concentrate, I try to fantasize, and I have no idea.
Anything going on a month ago?
Not at all. Nothing.
You didn't start any medication?
No.
Maybe your past just caught up to you a little bit. You know what I mean? I mean, you were in an abusive relationship. Was anything abusive on the home front?
When you were growing up?
With my ex, yeah.
No, when you were growing up.
Oh, no.
No.
Well, listen, did you do any drugs?
No.
Alcohol?
No.
What do you use to masturbate with?
My finger.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's it. Maybe the finger is worn out.
Faulty.
Maybe
Faulty
need
finger.
maybe need a vibrator.
Hey, that's probably a good suggestion.
Have you been feeling depressed?
No. I'm very happy. It's just
Are you on
I try to concentrate and it's not working.
Are you on birth control pill?
No.
Any change? Are you on any herbs or anything weird? Anything over the counter?
Just vitamins.
What vitamins?
They're the multi from Costco.
Just plain old multivitamin. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Nope.
You might really just stop everything just to see, because just about anything can affect your sexuality in terms of pharmacological.
Yeah, it's driving me
influences.
crazy. I need to come.
Yeah, baby.
Oh boy.
I mean, it just drives me crazy because it's like I got to get that pressure off.
Yeah. You're liable to rape some guy at work.
Yeah, one of the truck drivers.
What do you do for a living, baby?
Oh, I work for a major grocery company.
I see.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of those hot truckers blowing in and out, right?
Yeah, and I even try to fantasize about them, and it's not working.
Yeah, those guys are sexy in their down vests.
Oh yeah, I always try to think about what they say to me, and even
Yeah,
it ain't working.
yeah. I'm sure the fantasy goes that first the guy takes off his foam core hat. You know, the hats that are made of foam in the front row.
Sure.
Yeah, that means he means business. Next thing he does is he takes his vibrator and he plugs it into the cigarette jack of his 18-wheeler. And
first he has to pull out the toaster, the sandwich maker out of
That's right, kicks that aside.
Yeah.
And that's where the fantasy begins.
Yeah.
And then he rolls up a Thomas guide and violates you with it.
So have you ever...
I got to come because I got to relieve myself because this is driving me crazy because I used to and I can't do it anymore.
So have you
Hold on, let me get this straight. You say you used to be able to masturbate.
No, I mean I used to be able to come like quickly and then now I can't. And
Right.
Crazy.
I understand. I'd say try the vibrator.
Okay.
Get a vibrator.
I would seriously look into the possibility of a medical evaluation because that kind of shutdown that's quick like that in someone that previously was functioning normally, who is not depressed, is not a trauma survivor, has not had any recent stressors, not medication, no birth control pills, no nothing. You wonder if something is up, some sort of either an infection or a hormonal imbalance, a thyroid problem. It ought to be looked into.
I'm saying electroshock therapy delivered through the vagina via couple C batteries, Drew. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Oh, you're so smart.
Yeah.
Nicole is 30.
Hi.
We're staying in this thematic area.
What's up?
Well, I have endometriosis. I was diagnosed through laparoscopy. And I have cramping, all the time as I... have always with endometriosis. But in the past few months, I've been getting some fairly severe cramping after orgasm. And I'm kind of wondering, it's starting to be a trade-off at this point.
Does the pain go down your leg at all?
No.
Okay. Does it go into the rectum?
No.
Okay. Because the endometriosis can sit on like the round ligament and some of the pelvic floor musculature and really irritate it.
Right. When he did the laparoscopy, he said that it was mainly on the front lower part of the uterus.
Does it go in the butt? What is that endometriosis, Drew? Is that like scar tissue or something?
No, it's actually the lining of the uterus, the part that comes out when you have your period, that goes out the fallopian tubes and ends up in your pelvic cavity.
Bad times.
Inside your abdomen, and it sits there, and it menstruates.
Like a mofo.
It menstruates. It creates inflammation, and it has a cycle.
All right.
It just never comes out.
Yeah. Well, so now what?
And I'm not like I've always had pain with intercourse.
Yeah.
Because apparently my uterus is also tilted.
So now you need to get pregnant soon, right?
Oh, no.
but they told you about fertility problems, right?
Yeah, they did.
So that's you get into your mid-late 30s with endometriosis, and it can.
Yeah, I'm kind of ruling that out at this point. I don't think that's going to be really an option, just because.
You don't want to have kids.
Well, I think I'm just having there's a lot of problems, and it doesn't sound like it's going to be very feasible anyway. So I'm not too concerned about it at this point.
Adam, do you understand that?
I don't know if you're having problems with your man or problems with your vagina.
No, with my vagina.
I see.
So that you physically have so many problems you don't even want to try pregnancy?
Right, pretty much.
Well,
yeah,
you should talk.
I don't have a man, and I won't have a child, like, without it being in a loving, happy relationship.
Okay.
All right, there, baby. But still, age 30, young enough, may want to consult a doctor about it. That's all.
I mean, they can go in and try to scrape some of that stuff off and laser it, and there are plenty of hormonal therapies that are available. It sounds like you should be more thoroughly treated. She's actually going. This one, Nicole wants to give up masturbating because it's too crampy and painful afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I would just kill myself. Isn't that a alternative, Drew?
If you were in that situation, you would go on some sort. You'd go postal.
That's right.
You wouldn't kill yourself. You'd kill us.
Yeah. You don't hear about postmen killing coworkers much anymore, do you?
No, we sort of moved on to talking to dead people.
Yeah. Speaking of death, by the way, I'd like to bring up Bob Urick's name, Robert Urick.
Yeah. We saw him around Christmas, huh?
That's right. We saw him over at Pat O'Brien's Christmas party. For you young kids, Robert Urick is... he starred in Vegas, and that's probably where you know him from. Well, you might know him from SWAT. Remember that show, Drew?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's when I knew.
SWAT.
SWAT. He was on that, and then he was on Spencer for Hire and about 1,000 other TV shows.
What's a little freakish is he looked great at Christmas.
We saw him 4 or 5 months ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 5 months ago that we saw Robert Urick.
January, February, March, April, 4 months ago.
Okay. He looked robust.
He looked great, yeah.
And I had a long conversation with him. First, a short conversation, and then he went back to the party, and his kid told him he shouldn't blow me off. Because he didn't know who I was, but his kid did. So then he came back out and kissed ass for like an hour. And I had a nice conversation with him over at out on the patio over at Pat O'Brien's house. And, 4.5 months ago. Great guy. I remember just walking away thinking, well, I'm glad he beat this cancer. Seems like such a great guy. I don't know, he was like in his mid-50s or something, but looked great and thought he'd have many more years, and now he's gone.
Pow.
So is that the cancer flaring up again, Drew?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, very sad. Very sad and very, very sudden.
Yeah.
Andrea?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Okay, let's see if I can get this out. My mom, she's just recently found out that I'm bisexual, and she...
you're 15. How did she find that out?
My girlfriend's mom told her, my ex-girlfriend now. Because her mom found out, and she caught us, so she obviously thinks it's wrong, too. And now my mom thinks it's wrong and that it's because of a rape that happened about a year ago.
To whom?
And it's not, because I have a good head on my shoulders. Plus, I was attracted to girls way before any of that happened.
Oh, with the S word, Miss Good Head on your shoulders.
Any of that crap happened.
And by the way, I wanted to bet on Andrea the second she started talking.
Really?
So you can dispel the good head on the shoulders stuff.
Well, maybe she does have a good head on her shoulders, and she just had a few bad things happen to her.
Yeah. I don't let that happen, that whole thing that happened faze me at all.
Had a beer, right? Right, Anderson? I get it.
Okay. Not dealing with the feelings associated with a rape is not considered having a good head on your shoulders.
I mean, I've understood it, and I've gone through it, and I've talked to my counselor about it and everything, so
okay.
I'm over it, but I haven't, disconnected myself from my friends and stuff, so...
Okay.
The friends that were around when that happened.
So your mom found out you were a lesbian.
Yeah, and she seems to think there's something wrong with it. And she's told me and plucked every one of my girls that are friends away from me. And, I mean, I have sort of a 50-50 thing. Most of my friends are guys, but, she's plucked all the girls away from me because she thinks I'm having sex with them.
Right.
And the reason I had to break up with my girlfriend is because she told me I could never go see her anymore, and I can't see her at all and talk to her on the phone or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I've told her, I've tried to talk to her at a mature level, and I need to know how I can discuss this with her to tell her, this is how I am, and you can't change it.
And if you don't accept it, then, I mean, I don't know what to do.
Well, at 15, she actually can.
Yeah, but
She can't change how you feel, but she can contain some of your behaviors. I mean, if you were insisting on having sex with boys, she'd contain that too.
Well, I
And
mean,
you wouldn't be indignant about that. You'd be, what's that?
See, I have a boyfriend now, and she lets me stay the night at his house and stuff because she knows that I'm not sexually active, and she told me that if I was to do that, then to let her know, and then she would put me on birth control.
Well, she lets you spend the night at his house because she's praying you'll go straight.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've told her I like boys and I like girls, and I told her since I was 9 years old that I've been attracted to women.
Okay. All right. Do you like your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a good...
Where's your dad?
They've divorced about 4 years ago.
Where's your dad?
He's moved down, like, about 3 or 4 miles away.
He's bisexual.
Do you see him?
Not anymore. He doesn't agree with my sexuality and my religion. And
Oh, what'd you do? You go Jew on him?
no, he's like a rapture guy. He believes in the whole the world's coming to an end thing.
Oh yeah.
And he's trying to like get me to go there and live with him. And like he's created this little dome underneath the ground,
Right.
with food and stuff.
Yeah, and let me just say this. I've said it quite a few times on this show. That's not a religious belief. That means you're a mental patient.
Yeah.
It's nice when it's religion because you can go, he has very extreme religious views, but all it is to us atheists is one more nut job out on the highway. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't that just mean you're nuts, that whole rapture thing? You know what I like about these people, too? About once every 3 to 5 years, you hear about the group that goes on top of the mountain because they've used their slide ruler and a bottle of brandy and figured out mathematically through the codes that are in the Bible, Drew. And if you know anything about code breaking, these are, by the way, these are people I'm glad weren't around during World War II.
Remember the thing when the
imagine having them working on the codes, Drew.
Oh, God knows what they would have been.
Yeah, we would all be speaking Japanese right now.
Remember when there was that group that thought the Western United States was going to fall into the ocean? They all went up in airplanes and stood up in the hills to watch it.
Every once in a while, like I said, about 5 years, you see on the news these groups. They go up to the mountain, they set up the lawn chair. They don't even bring enough food to last them 3 days because they have it down to such a science that they know it's going to hit in the next 12 to 18 hours. And they go up there and they sit up there, and it's always funny to watch them slink back into town and beg for their jobs back.
And why don't we get to talk to those people afterwards? That's when it's interesting.
Yeah, that's right. We talked to them on the way up the hill, but really the interview I want is when they're heading back into town.
Right. Not even that. I want it like 3 years later. Now, what are you thinking?
I would like it when they're heading back to.
Yeah,
I would like to catch them. I'd like to take a film crew and follow them over to the RBs while they beg for their assistant manager job back. That's what I want. All right, so. And Andrea's father is insane because he's waiting for the rapture. And her mom is trying to keep it together and contain Andrea, and Andrea's all over the map sexually. Andrea?
Yeah.
Here's what I think you need to do.
Okay.
You're 15, and you're living with your mom.
Yeah.
And your dad's a nut job. Yeah. And your mom's paying the bills and doing whatever she can to keep it together for you. And as much as she comes down on you, she's really just trying to sort of keep it together for a few years, okay? Yeah. She loves you. So.
I know she does.
All right, so listen to me. You're 15.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a whole lot of fun right now at this particular time. You need to focus on your schoolwork, take your PSATs and your SATs and all that crap and go far away to some lesbian college in San Francisco where you can then have the time of your life for 4 to 8 years going down on strange women who don't groom their vaginal area very well. All right? But in the meantime, you need to lay low at home. If you want to get a girlfriend, get a girlfriend. But you have to just see her at school, see her after school. You can't sleep over at her house, and you have to BS your mom.
It's appropriate that your mom contain your behaviors, and she shouldn't, by the way, be giving the mixed messages of, allowing her to have a boyfriend but not a girlfriend. It should be all no. all containment. That's it for her right now.
True. Just think about what a nightmare that is. You know, I mean, you are going to flip your lid when your girlfriend wants to go spend the night at her boyfriend's house, right? I mean, when your daughter wants to go out, right? Imagine you have a daughter who announces she's bi.
Ugh.
So it's like, yeah, I got to go over to Doug's house on the odd weekends of the month, and then on the even ones, I'm going over to Cheryl's house. Going to go down on her.
Good times.
Brian?
Yes.
You're 18?
Yes, I am.
You have a question?
Yes, I do. I have someone that wants to say hi to you guys. Would that be okay?
No.
Just real quick. Please load.
Put him on hold. Put him on hold, bro. Adam.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
No. Why are you panicking there, Drew?
Not panicking. I just can't control it from over here.
Yeah, I know. Started to lose it over there. Someone wants to say hi to us. And Drew, you don't want to say hi to him?
They can say he can present himself to the screeners off the air. We'll see what it is.
All right. Anybody else we want to talk to in the meantime?
I think it's time for a break.
All right, buddy. Hey, Drew.
You
decompress over there, all right, buddy?
I'm actually doing good.
You doing good? You sounding good.
I'm cool.
I know you're looking good.
I'm what you call.
I know you're looking good.
I'm what you referred to as a rock solid wuss.
That's my boy. All right, I'm going to shower you with love and attention when I see you tomorrow night, Drew.
I'm so excited.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Hey, yo, Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician. You know, it's funny I wanted to talk to you about. You know, my theory about all things evil emanating or passing through Florida?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was watching 60 Minutes Sunday night. They did this whole story, an interesting story, and it connects to something that I'd doctor that I'd spoken to on Friday. Yes, Drew, I have relations with other doctors. I hope that's okay with you.
What?
This guy did penis enlargement.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. It was a man show bit, but we got into the procedures, saw some before and after pictures and all that kind of stuff. He does the thing where they clip the tendon that holds the dork in there. But the new thing for girth, which is instead of fat injections, they take skin basically, or cells. I'm going to screw it up here, Drew, and maybe you can help me. But stuff that's harvested from human bodies.
Yeah.
And they peel the skin back on the penis, and they basically wrap it around it, and then put the skin back. They pack it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the skin is from donors who have no idea that this part of their body is being sold so that guys can have their dork fattened.
Very nice.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because most people who donate their organs think their eyes are going to blind kids and that their livers are going to rock stars after they buy it on a moped. But they don't know that their skin is going to make guys' dorks look like paint cans. And there's an interesting thing, and it's a scam. Yes. You seen the 1 gallon ones, Drew? That's what I want.
Oh, my God. Yes, I know.
So there's this whole thing about how this skin, and first off, a corpse is worth like $200,000.
Wow.
When they get done harvesting everything they can harvest, and like I said, it's all the obvious stuff, you know, the liver and that kind of stuff, maybe the eyes, but they're getting into heart valves, they're getting into bones, and they're getting into skin.
Yep.
And by the time they're done harvesting all this stuff, they can make a couple of $100,000. And who's getting this couple $100,000 when you're donating your corpse?
Right.
So there's a company that is sort of on the shady side of all this stuff, called like a Bioderm or something. And the problem is they're collecting all this skin from these donated corpses and selling it, but they're selling it to plastic surgeons. They're not getting it to the hospitals, and people who need the skin grafts who've been burned horribly are not having access to this. So it's a whole big scam, but it's so funny. They're doing this story, and they're talking about the hospital, which is the medical hospital, which is somewhere in the Midwest or something, and they're talking to the surgeon. And the whole time they're talking about this Derma Group or whatever this company is, Bioderm is. I'm just thinking to myself, Florida. Florida. They go, the representative from Bioderm, based in Florida, who would not agree to answer our solicitations for. And I thought, yes, naturally, Florida has to be Florida.
You know, speaking of Florida, isn't that where that kid flew that plane into a building? Remember that teenager?
It's all Florida, Drew.
But it's interesting thing coming out. They're saying now that kid was on Accutane, and that's why he got acutely depressed and maybe even psychotic depression.
I'm starting to think we should bomb Florida.
Okay.
Yes. We're spending all this money sending our troops and munitions overseas. I think we should take a look in our own backyard. That's called Florida. All right?
Well, that's where it all started, isn't it?
Yes. That's where it all begins. Pilots trained in Florida. Everything begins in Florida. All evil. Jack?
Yes, hi. I'm a pastor with a small church in Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and, Pastor Jack, and I made a mistake. I practice abstinence now, but I made a mistake in my, when I was 20, and I got a woman pregnant, and she had the baby, a girl, and, my question is for Dr. Drew. Drew?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, now, I want to know how I can be a father to this girl and still, get the message out to you, the young men and women in my church, about abstinence, and so they, what are they going to say? They're going to say, Pastor Jack went out, and he messed things up in his youth, and how are we going to respect him?
What about drug addicts who...
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that this is a similar situation to people who have been involved in drugs and alcohol. Now, one thing I've been aware of is that parents shouldn't discuss what they did or didn't do in their past, because doing so basically issues a license to young people to sort of start right there and do the same. I'm not sure that that pastors or physicians or people in other sort of positions of authority or sort of caretaking roles for young people necessarily have to withhold their history. And certainly when there's history that can't be avoided, you basically have to discuss it, and discuss it in terms of the consequences, just as somebody would if they were a recovering drug addict.
Good example.
Of course they can't hide their history, but they have to talk about the consequence of their drug use.
Well, how do they have to know your history?
Well, I just, obviously she's going to be a part of my life now, my daughter. And, members of my church are going, eventually meet her, and, how do I say to them, hey, this is my kid. And
oh, there we go. Yeah.
How about
I was thinking the whole time, I don't buy this. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something did sound a little wrong, too, Drew.
Okay.
You're rolling right along.
All right. Let's see.
Immaculate Conception, though, might be an option over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was a bogus call there, Drew?
Yeah. Melissa.
Yeah.
Yes, hi. I'm sorry. I get the show on a day delay, so apparently you had a call similar to mine. But basically, my mother's boyfriend sexually abused me when I was started when I was 5, I think, and stopped when I was 10.
Yeah. Well, that's every night. We get 10 calls, so it's always a good time to talk about
Well, no, this
that.
is different. I'm seriously considering filing charges now, and I'm wondering if I should and what I should do.
Is that file charges? Why not?
Is that okay? How do I take care of that? And is there going to be enough evidence to convict him, or what?
How long ago did this last happen?
They broke up. My mom, her boyfriend broke up when I was 10, so I guess it ended about 9 years ago.
5 years. 5 years he was
9
at
years.
this. No, 5 years he was at it with you, though.
Oh, yeah.
And how did your mom not find out? Why don't you file charges against that bitch, too?
Well, I don't know.
She's a horrible person.
I think she's probably sexually abused, too.
All right. Well,
There
that's
you go.
true.
There you go.
And Melissa,
Right.
you sound like you've gotten a little therapy.
Yeah, I have. It's because of your show mainly, too. I've been really seeking out, treatment and all that, and that's what got me
Great.
started on it in the first place.
Good.
Well, what do the people that are treating you now say about going ahead and filing charges? Are they encouraging you to do that?
Well, they say it can be hard. A lot of people say, they feel like they're raped by the system or something and victimized all over again.
Well, it sounds like you want to do this.
Yes.
I think you should. And you know what?
I do, too.
I don't even think you have a choice.
Yeah, it is almost an ethical thing that you have to do.
No, I just mean within yourself. I think you already decided. It's just a matter of when.
Well, I mean, I'm just worried that I'll go through all that and, he won't be convicted because there's no...
You know what, Melissa? It is highly probable, unfortunately, that without enough forensic evidence, it will be difficult to even go anywhere with this. But what we can promise you is that you're not the only person he's gone after, and that there will be other opportunities to really nail him, and you may be a important witness for somebody else that really takes him down finally. Okay,
well,
and you really need to file
over like sex offender registries, and I don't see him in there at all, or even convicted.
It'll happen, and also it's important for yourself, like Adam said, that you go ahead and do this, so you stop that. You stop the whole role of victim. That you change that and start to move towards being someone that's active and protecting themselves and reacting to abuse.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's a big step in me getting out of this victim role.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just call. You can either call a child abuse hotline, or you can just call local authority or local police and ask what you should do.
All righty, they'll just
department.
Help me with all that.
What's that?
They'll be able to help me with all that, drag me through all that, and.
Hey, Adam, on the side of the table there where I normally sit.
I can't get up, Drew.
Come on.
No.
There's phone numbers. There's Child Help USA, and there's Rain.
I know, but I'm leaning back in the chair.
Adam, please.
Where is it again, Drew?
You see, if you were me sitting there to my left.
We're getting it in here. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, one of them's 1-800-4A-CHILD.
You got that, Melissa?
Yeah, I got it.
1-800-4A-CHILD. How about Rain? What number?
Rain is 1-800-656-HOPE. Hope.
656-HOPE, 800. All right?
Okay.
All right, there,
Melissa,
baby.
good luck.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Have a
Good
great
job.
night. You guys are great.
Bring this guy to
like
justice.
Great.
Oh, what a delight.
Okay.
I love that part of the human psyche, which is mama gets sexually abused growing up, so she goes out and just make sure that her kid is going to get sexually abused. She'd probably dump the first guy because he wouldn't do it.
I just wish I could figure out what it is about natural selection that has etched that into the human biology, because it's so predictable. What can be the evolutionary advantage of that? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's more flawed than the Pinto was.
CJ,
I really mean it. Hold on. I'm going to sit down with Jesus Christ next go round.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, I have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. He's a dear friend. And,
dear. My goodness.
I'm going to tell him next time you... I don't know if it was Jesus. I guess God designed man. Is this true, Drew? Used part of his rib or something. Whatever it is, it made perfect sense. 100 pounds of clay. What is it? It was perfect. Made perfect sense at the time. I'm going to tell him to leave this component out. I'm gonna leave it out of the out of human psyche that just because you got molested does not mean you need to get your kid molested.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. It just seems like something we could design around next time.
Yeah. I'm with you.
CJ?
Yeah.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up, Squirrely?
Well, about a week ago, I was over at my girlfriend's house, and I kind of went down. Well, I went down on her, and I guess it was getting wet down there.
Stop a second,
Don't,
CJ. No, he didn't. No,
CJ, you've never been within 10 feet of a vagina.
Yes, I have.
You're kidding.
Yes, I have.
You're high as a kite.
No, seriously. And then
I could take a vagina and throw it at you. You wouldn't know what it was.
Yes, I would.
You understand? I could freehand a vagina with a fungo bat while you were taking infield, and you wouldn't know what it was.
No. But Adam, I guess she was holding her breath, and then she exhaled, and it blew air in my face.
Yeah, she exhaled, and she breathed out through her vagina.
No, I guess, and it went. I don't know, it creeped on me, and I was like, why did it do that? I don't know.
Well, CJ, for one thing, it doesn't happen during exhalation. It would happen during inhalation, or holding one's breath, or pushing down.
I know she was holding her breath, but it just
Oh, I see. Now she's holding her breath.
What noise did it make? Yeah, like a horse, you know, when they
I
do
don't
that.
know, it flew in my face. I was just like freaking out.
Dude, man.
So why did do that?
Listen to me, Squirrely.
It didn't like you.
You're now going to be a virgin for another 5 years.
I've already had sex once.
No.
Yes.
No. Listen, you're counting your cousin in the jacuzzi when you put your big toe in her.
Oh,
that does not count, CJ.
No, but seriously, why did it do that?
Why don't you ask the question you want to ask, which is, you've heard of these things and you want to know why they happen.
He doesn't have a question. He wanted to get on the air and go.
Yeah.
Believe me, that punk was a virgin. I know a squirrely virgin when I hear one.
Oh, yeah.
Brian?
Yes.
You're 18.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Okay, I have a question on famous girlfriends that stalks you.
Famous girlfriends that stalk you?
Yes.
Who has a famous girlfriend that stalks them?
I do.
You have a famous girlfriend?
Yeah, she's kind of popular, but she won't leave me alone.
Well, in order for her to be famous, people would have had to have heard of her, right?
True. Yes.
Would we have heard of her?
I think so. Have you ever heard of Anna?
Oh, you know what?
Her name's Anna.
No, don't know her.
Well, she's cute, but she won't leave me alone.
Okay. And, what is it, like King Jack-Off night?
It completely. Are the screeners high tonight?
Well, here's the problem with the show. Our screeners watch the Osbournes on. They're watching MTV. They watch the Osbournes on TV, and they just laugh. And then whoever calls, they want to hurry them off the phone because they're missing some of Ozzy's slurred speech.
Yes.
So meanwhile, it's just one jack-off 15-year-old boy after the next.
Well, no,
there he is.
Yes. All right.
This is getting a little frustrating.
Oh, listen, Drew, what do you care? You just punch out in 20 minutes. You're done.
Both the screeners are out here in a month anyways.
Yeah. Oh, they're down the road anyway. Yeah, I can hear the clock ticking. Yeah, they're gonna screen for Lycus. They're out of here. So, Drew, you want to take a break?
I do.
Okay. You're not disgusted or anything, are you?
Modestly.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll get over it.
Oh, yeah.
Drew, you have low self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
So this must be your fault somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, think of it that way.
They don't like me.
Yeah, don't blame Damien. Look at it as you being punished for something you must have done earlier.
No, they don't like me. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Loveline, everybody. I'm Adam. That's Drew. Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue and Donna D'Erico from Baywatch will be in here tomorrow night. Drew is over there in Nashville.
Yeah. Vanderbilt.
All right. Michael?
Yo,
you're 20. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, Dr. Drew, Adam?
Good.
Michael?
Dr. Drew, I was wondering if you were having any plans to go back to UCI sometime. It was great when you came by, and we got to meet you and ask all those questions.
UC Irvine. You guys all have to do is ask me back. I'll be there. Any excuse to go down to Orange County.
Listen, you guys need to pass around a coffee can and get about $13 together, and Drew will be out there within 12 hours of the phone call. $13, $14.
$13, $14? Man, his rates have shot up.
Yeah, I know. I know. He's now clearly into double digits. All right. Drew, that was a nice compliment. You're feeling good, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Remember I told you I was feeling bad?
That's right. Maria?
Yeah.
You're 20?
Yep.
You were molested and want to talk about filing charges.
Yeah. I was actually molested from the time I was 5 to 13. And I actually...
Good times.
Huh?
Yeah. 5 to 13, yes.
And I actually prosecuted, and I won. I'm 20 years old, so I had the statute of limitations brought up against me, and actually a lot of the authorities tried to say, no, you can't do this, you probably can't, but I tried, and I pressed on with it, and it was really hard.
Let me get some clarification here. It was long after it had happened?
Yes. This was recently. Only 2 months ago, we just finished court.
And how long ago did this stop, the
when
abuse?
I was 13, so 7
So it's all
years ago.
7 years. So our last caller, she was about 5 years out, wasn't she? Didn't we figure it out? Or
No,
six-
she was
6
9 years out.
9 years out.
She did 5 to 10, and she was 19.
Right.
And you did 5 to 13, and you're 20. So
20.
it's about the same.
Close, yeah. Was it hard with it so retrospective like that?
It's very hard because they put you in front of a court with people in there waiting to do, their other things for court, and you have to mention all these lovely things that happen to you, and it's very hard, but it's a major part of the healing process.
Did your guy have any other priors?
No, actually, because it was my cousin.
Oh.
And he was 3 years older than me, and that was another thing is they were trying to say, no, because the 2 years, it's considered consensual, and they tried to pull everything.
So he was 8 and you were 5.
Yeah.
And you were able to prosecute him.
Yes. Yes. They actually were able, they had several counts against him. One of them they were really able to stick to, and that's when I was 13. And because he was 16, he was considered pretty much an adult at that point.
Yeah.
He knew right from wrong.
So what's the outcome? What's he going to do?
Actually, what happened is kind of upsetting. He plea bargained. He is able to do that, but he still has 3 years of formal probation, and he's also registered as a sex offender. And as far as I know, his 2 kids he's no longer allowed to see.
Wow.
Good. Yeah. Thank God that animal has 2 kids at age 23.
Yeah.
All right, Maria, good work.
I just wanted to say, though, all that girl has to do is just go to the police department and just say, hey, I was molested, and they'll come out, and it's a long process. It's a very long process, and it's hard because you have to repeat the same thing several times.
Yeah.
And for a little bit, you kind of feel like they're just, they're kind of against you, but all in all, you don't really need much evidence. I went up on the stand, I told them my story, and they were like, okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Maria, that's great.
Yeah. I've found the wheels of justice don't turn quite as fast when you don't owe them money.
Right.
And actually, the one or two times I've actually had to try to deal with the court system where I did not owe them money.
Right.
They seemed a little less interested in helping out. As a matter of fact, they sort of look at you as a nuisance. You know what the court system looks at you like when you go in there and you don't owe them money, but you actually want them to do something?
What?
You know when you go into a store and you're trying to return something?
Yes.
Think about when you own a store, Drew, the difference, or when you go into a store, the difference between the way you're treated when you're thinking about buying something as opposed to trying to hammer that gift certificate.
Yes.
Think about that difference. That's the difference in court when between you owing them and you wanting them to get off their ass and do something.
Kind of reminds me of like if somebody agreed to do some construction for you,
and
or something.
Difference between paying in advance, and you paying them when the job is complete.
That's exactly right.
Slight difference in attitude.
That's right.
Jan,
Yeah.
you're 27.
Yep.
Your husband says he's satisfied, but he still needs to whack off.
Right.
You don't like that?
Well, I mean, I don't see why he needs to if he's satisfied,
Is it immediately after your
No. It's maybe 3 times a week.
Okay, Adam, you need to give your little lecture about...
In the morning or something.
Hold on.
3 times a week? By the way, if you think it's 3 times a week, you can put a 0 behind that number.
30 times a week.
30. And I'm being generous with 0, Drew, because I could have said put a 5 or a 9 behind it.
I see. You're right. That's true.
Very, very generous with 0. 30 is the minimum that he masturbates each week.
If it's more than he's saying, then...
Well, just listen, Jan, you're a bit of a ball buster, and if he admits to 3, you got to figure 10.
Okay.
You just do. Now, he's a man. He was doing this long before you came into his life, and he'll be doing it, some reports suggest, up until 3 years after he dies. I read a recent thing in JAMA, Drew.
Oh, good.
It's controversial, but
Bring it in. Bring it in. I want to see it.
low estimate, 18 months. High, as high as 5 years. Some
Wow.
doctors.
After that.
Some
Nice.
coroners
Nice.
speculate.
What happens if they take the skin off the penis? Give it to somebody else.
Oh, no, they use the skin. It's like ass skin or something. It's ironically, it's not penis skin that they use to fatten your penis with. But it came from like some priest's foot, ironically. But here's the deal, Jan. If you bust his chops about this, he'll go sort of underground with it. You'll find him beating off in the camper shell of the pickup truck out in the driveway. You understand?
Yeah, so
you give him his space. If he's being intimate with you and he's satisfying you and he seems all right, give him his space. Now, if he's spending 14 hours a day beating off to crazy East German stump porn, then it's time to step in.
Okay. So, all men who are totally satisfied still have to whack it? Is what I'm
Yes,
asking?
everyone I know does. And then let me say this, Drew and Jan and anyone who's listening.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a totally natural thing for men to completely settle down with one woman. I mean,
well, you know what?
I know, your wife may be listening, but here's what I'm saying.
Listen. But I was asked that at the college the other night, and I thought to myself, I could see how a 28-year-old could think that way, but at my age, it feels good to be with one person.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
you're looking for a nice warm spot to curl up and die.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this is a way of a man sort of
expressing
his independence while
expressing the need for-
cohabitating.
Yes, yes.
And women who put too much pressure on that guy and try to take that away from him will find a guy who will leave eventually.
Yeah.
Because this is his only outlet for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I think that's right.
All right. Although I live alone and beat off 8 times a day. We'll have to get into that later.
Put that on a loop, please.
We'll be back. Well, there's the show. Donna D'Erico from Baywatch, Nikki Sixx, of course, from Motley Crue, going to be in here tomorrow night. Drew?
Yeah.
Call me on the cell phone.
I'm
buddy.
just trying to remember that damn number. I'm on that other phone. My other
you got a
national
pad there?
phone.
I'll tell it to you.
323.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
All right, go. 323.
646.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent.
Anderson, you got to cut that out there, bro. So.
Leave it in. Leave it in,
All right. I want to thank, what? Oh, we got to do something because Anderson's got to cut it out. That's right.
So we got to keep talking.
All right, now we're good. Thanks a lot. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo. You know what I'm saying, S.A.?
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingalls. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.